Alright, so here we are again, Farming Sim 19. And here I have for you a handful of Expendables mods. Some may be, some may not be. I'm just gonna basically do what I did last time, except I'm not gonna do it on the road. I'm gonna do it in the dirt. And I've already set up this trailer over here, which is kind of ghetto, but it works. It's the same tanker from the last video that's got 1,000 liters of water on the PJ 40-foot fifth wheel trailer. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started and quit babbling, and I'm just going to grab a truck and we're going to start. Keep in mind, I also want to say that some of these trucks may not be exactly 100% on spec. I understand that some pickup trucks may beat semis in some instances, and that's unrealistic, but I really don't care because this is just fun and that's what we're doing. So let's see here, put my tailgate back up. Oh boy, this ought to be fun. Let's see how this goes. I should have lined this up before I started it, but this works. So I'm going to get lined up right here. Well, apparently the brakes don't want to work very good, but I'm going to get lined up like right here, and I'm just going to give her the beans. And the objective is there's a sprayer up at the top of the field, and we're trying to make it past that. I'm not sure who created this mod here, this Ford, but I really liked it. It can carry 18, I think it's 1,875 liters of fuel in the fuel tank in the back to refuel your vehicles out in the field, and I think that's the only function on this one. I think the other Ford down there, the single wheel one, has the service protocol inside of it, which is pretty cool. Whoever integrated that, that was pretty good thinking. I either run that truck down the hill or I run this truck with a utility trailer, and it looks like this one's actually going to make it up the hill. How about it? That is by no means a light load on the back of this thing. You can tell by the suspension squatting out as bad as it is. The only thing I'm concerned about during this is I've noticed the trailer likes to move and it doesn't really stay put. So I'm going to try my best and do this, and hopefully I can do it all at once without having any issues here. So now let's go ahead without wasting any time, get this realigned, and then we'll just go ahead and pick a different truck to try and take it up the hill with. Oh, what do we got? Let's go for the Dodge, fanboys. We already hit the Ford. Let's try the Dodge. See where this takes us. See if we can get this lined up just as good as the last one. And I'm going to be doing all of these, including the semis, so I mean, oh man, this one don't like it. Alright, let's see how she does. Oh man, already off to a bad start. I'm only going, yeah, she ain't even gonna make it. I would say on realistic terms, this truck's probably really close to a realistic Ram pickup, I would say, just because anything this heavy is going to make anything of that sort squat and not care for it. So, wow, I might even have to get a different truck to set this back up. This thing don't even want to move on flat ground. We're going downhill, and she says, nah. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab something else. That was quick. Some things are best short-lived. And I would never be a Dodge owner. I would also never be a Ford owner. Not to get political, but being a mechanic, I hate working on stuff that they engineered terribly, and that is just some stuff that they could have done without. I say could have, but of course the government requires many things. But I want to show you a function of this truck that's pretty cool. The tank does work, so you can trigger it, but you can come back here and you can activate a service function by pressing R, and it opens this up. So if you had a vehicle parked right here, which what I do, for example, this tractor up here with the baler, if I wanted to, I would just strip everything off of it, set it in separate pieces, and then just kind of pull this forward and backward where each piece is. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to trigger it when something's entirely assembled. But it's a pretty cool function. I thought that was pretty awesome of that. We'll see how far we get with this one. I think this is a 2011. So it would be amongst the 6.7 Power Stroke generation. I try to stay up to date as I can with any of these newer vehicles, but like I said before, personally, it's just hard to own something that's hard to work on. Well, let's try this one. I'm not starting off straight, but I got a feeling this one will even itself out. Hopefully, anyways. Looks like we're going to start out right around the same speeds. I could make a good Dodge joke though right now. Ever since Fiat took over, they've just fallen right apart, and everything is just engineered so bad. Yeah, this one's actually kind of... Oh, she's trying. Popping a wheelie. Can't steer it. Oh, popping another wheelie. Yeah, I don't think she's going to make it. Nope. Well, it was worth the try. And it did a little bit better than the last one. Hopefully I can back it up here and get it back down the hill. Jeez, I need to have like a permanent towing rig just to get this thing around. These little trucks don't like it, but that's the heaviest thing I can think of in game right now. I tried this other trailer over here's got 5 million units of shit in it, and of course there's nothing coming out of that either. The one particular mod that I've been trying to focus this video around would be this C4500 right here. And I got a feeling this one's going to perform pretty good. I've not had a chance to really monkey with this one very much yet. The only thing I know is I bought it last night from the store after I installed it in the mods folder. And I went whipping shitties through a field, and I definitely rolled it. So I know it's definitely prone to being rolled over. That's probably one thing that would be probably the only thing about it to fix. I like everything about it. Maybe some add-ons would be like a toolbox in the back, kind of like the fuel thing, and you know, the service board and all that stuff. That'd be nice. If I can get this thing to stop, I don't think it's going to stop, so I guess we're just going to send it. I'm not sure of the specs on this truck. If I had to guess, it's probably got the same Duramax that they all have. Probably the same transmission that they all have, with major alterations to the drivetrain as far as the front end, the rear end. I've never personally seen one in real life, and I've never had the chance to work on one, so I wouldn't know, but yeah, of course, I kind of figured that was going to come up the hill, no problem. Telling you this. Oh, look at that. Oh, Fulton saved her, boys. Oh, that got kind of shitty for a second. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get this back down here without causing an accident. I think we've pretty much figured out that the little trucks really can't handle this, but they were pushed. Now I want to try it with the, just the semis here. I wonder if this trailer is going to hook up, though. I never checked earlier, so I guess we'll find out at the same time. I'm going to start with the Kraz, like I did in yesterday's. And I picked no specific color scheme for anything. The only reason I have so many different colors and they're so bright of these trucks out here is just because I'd rather be able to tell them apart. You know, I don't like having the same color everything. So let's try these and see where we get with these ones. I love how it's leaning so far to the one side. It's probably getting ready to come off there. Should probably fix it. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. She's having a bit of trouble. And there's kind of a prime example about what I mean, because the C4500 definitely beat this up the hill. And this is technically supposed to be a semi, so there's a wee bit of imbalance there, which I kind of figured was going to happen, but that's okay because I have fun with it. I get to play with everybody's toys here. And it's basically like a big sandbox, like I said. I just kind of monkey around with stuff and experiment with this, experiment with that, and whatever comes of it just comes of it. So let's get this down here. I'm going to go ahead and unhook this. Shut this one off. Take this one. This is the one that likes to get dirty really fast. It also doesn't like to get out of its own way. It must be a two-stroke Detroit. Sounds like there's power, but there isn't. Alright. with that. The brakes, though. Brakes do a good job. Alright. See if I get them spinning. And I don't think she's gonna make it. I think she's gonna stop. Maybe not. Maybe I'll stand corrected here. I should probably start knocking on wood when I talk shit. It's still going though. Yeah, that's kind of monotonous. That would get boring if I kept that going. Just know she was on her way to victory. I'll see if I can do this without tipping this over. Of course, I got to do the Kenworth now. I feel like these are like my 2 replacement farm trucks, to be honest with you. That Kenworth and that C4500 are beautiful mods. Huh. How did I know that was going to happen? Alright, so that axle is down. This thing doesn't like to steer when she's ass heavy. So I've noticed. Oh boy, I'm gonna create a fuck of a concoction here. Oh boy, jackknifer boy. Hey, at least it'll turn me. Alright, now let's try this. Get her down on a bit of flat spot here, and hopefully she'll start grabbing. Well, we're gonna try and start her off straight here. No guarantees. I'm gonna try like hell. I feel like I'm getting a little under the weather. Damn season changes anyways. See, and this is something I can definitely appreciate too. This thing is technically doing worse than the C4500 going up this hill. That truck just did it like it was nothing. But again, there lies the imbalance. But they just look cool doing it. I think all these look awesome. I went out and bought a GTX 2080 Ti just so I could see all these newer games with decent graphics and stuff. And I've really learned to appreciate all of it. Well, let's go ahead and switch around here and find this again. This truck is pretty awesome. It's got a nice interior. Very detailed. And it's very fast. But this is what I was telling you about. This is what happens. It's not hard to turn into a tumbleweed. So far that's about the only error, as far as errors go, I've noticed with it. Other than that, as long as you stick to a slower speed, you can pretty much get away with anything. It'll haul, as you saw, quite a bit. So I'm definitely impressed with this. I haven't had it long enough to get it all super dirty yet, but I did see some pictures. Hopefully we can definitely appreciate that. I love all the lights on it too. Excellent job. Nice little cap. They haven't changed them mirrors for a long time. My 03 has the same ones. Just take a minute and appreciate all of its glory. In fact, why don't we just appreciate all of them? Everybody has done such an excellent job on all of these mods. Some came out faster than others. Some have had more work than others. But each and every one of them is one of their own kind. And I give people all the credit in the world for their imaginations and the things they've accomplished. But on that note, this place is a shit show. Oh man, I gotta do something about that. But I gotta go feed my cows, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a good night.